A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events at the 17th Annual BRICS Summit in Rio de Janeiro, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose higher import tariffs on countries aligning themselves with what he termed anti-American policies of the BRICS bloc. This announcement comes as leaders from the 11-nation group, which includes major emerging economies like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, gather to discuss their collective economic strategies and international relations. The summit, which aimed to showcase a unified front among fast-growing economies, was overshadowed by Trump's social media proclamation warning of an additional 10% tariff on countries that support BRICS policies. This declaration was met with immediate backlash from Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who hosted the summit. Lula described Trump's comments as reckless and emphasized the sovereignty of nations, stating, "We don't want an emperor." The BRICS nations, representing approximately half of the world's population and 40% of global economic output, have been increasingly viewed as a counterbalance to U.S. influence in global affairs. The bloc has expanded over the years, now including countries like Indonesia and Ethiopia, but it also encompasses some of the United States' closest allies. Trump's threat has further complicated relations, especially as BRICS leaders criticized his trade policies as indiscriminate and damaging. The summit sought to present a cohesive alternative to Western dominance, yet the absence of key leaders like China's Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin, who participated via video link due to ongoing political controversies, diluted the intended impact of the gathering. China's foreign ministry responded to Trump's comments by insisting that BRICS does not seek confrontation with the United States, advocating instead for cooperation among emerging markets. The summit concluded with a low-key final statement that aimed to avoid direct confrontation with Trump, yet many analysts believe this strategy backfired. The group's declaration only briefly mentioned the war in Ukraine, condemning Ukrainian attacks on Russia while failing to address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza adequately. As the BRICS nations navigate this complex geopolitical landscape, Lula called for a renewed focus on climate and development, emphasizing that the group is not a club of the privileged, but rather a coalition striving for a more equitable global order. The summit's outcome raises questions about the future of BRICS and its ability to maintain unity amid internal differences and external pressures from the United States. With Trump's tariffs looming, the bloc's leaders will need to find a way to balance their ambitions with the realities of international trade and diplomacy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.